All right, guys, welcome back to the chatbot video. In this video, we're going to be building out a basic chatbot. Excuse me while I navigate to the homepage of VoiceFlow, which is going to be the tool that we're using. Link in the description for this tool. But I've got a free account here, and they call them assistants, but we'll be building out a chatbot. It's going to be more of a basic chatbot. And in the next video, we're going to build on top of it to make it a little bit more complex, add a little bit more functionality so that we can have more freedom in terms of what we can do with it. This chatbot we're building out now is going to be great for a persona chatbot or an internal team chatbot where you can upload maybe all your SOPs or onboarding sequences and then have your team members be able to ask questions. Or if you are an expert in a certain field, you can take all this knowledge, build up the knowledge base, and then pass it on to somebody so that they can ask it questions. That's what we're going to be getting into. Of course, this is the homepage of VoiceFlow. You've got the basics over here on the left. This is the workspace that you name once you create the account. You've got basic settings in here, team and building, how to learn to build, some templates, of course, the settings. And we're going to go over here to the upper right-hand corner, click New Assistant. I'll just name it Test. And we are going to select Build an AI Assistant. Now we can select the channel we want this to eventually deploy to. For this example, we'll be selecting web chat. They do have some other options. And the language. In this example, of course, we'll be using English. And we can go ahead and create the assistant. We are met with the basic page for the assistants. In the upper left-hand corner in this V, you can click it and you've got your basic navigation settings. On the left here is your designer. This is where you connect all these nodes and build out the chatbot. On the left here is the knowledge base. So first step is to add the knowledge base we created in the previous video. We'll select the document option and then click doc, upload, and we are good to go. Now, another cool thing to mention is you can actually add URLs, a pretty cool feature for VoiceFlow. If we head back to our website we're using, I can select this page here. And even though it wasn't in my knowledge base, I can go back over to VoiceFlow with the URL, click on add URL and just paste that in. And now it's going to be able to reference this page for car accidents inside the knowledge base, just like that. Another thing to mention inside this knowledge base is your settings. So you can choose the model that you'd like, the language model that you'd like the chatbot to use. For this instance, we'll use Claude 1.2. We're going to bring down the temperature. Since this is a chatbot, we wanted to kind of steer less off the guidelines. And we wanted to really stick to that knowledge base. So decreasing its creativity is going to enable that. And max tokens, we can bump this up to 200. Just for a more in-depth response if necessary. And here we have our system prompt. I've actually got a provided prompt for you guys that we're going to go ahead and use and paste in here. Now, the cool thing is I've set this up so that it's for Chatbot, which is the website or company that we're using as an example. But if we head over to ChatGPT and we paste in our prompt, we can simply ask for it to be for a pet company or for an e-commerce company. It's going to swap out some basic information here. You can change the name out. You can change the information about the company. And all this other stuff is just guidelines on how it should respond. So we can leave that be for now. We'll click save. There we go. So that's the knowledge base settings. We're good to go there. Transcripts is not important right now, but it could be for later. Analytics, of course, we have no analytics, but later this is something you can come back to. Check out all these analytics. Integration will be for later as well. This is where you connect APIs and do all that fancy stuff. And then, of course, your basic settings. Okay, so we're back in the designer tab, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Under talk, we're going to use this text node and drag it out. We want to welcome the people coming into our website. So we'll name this welcome. And here we can put the welcome message we'd like the chatbot to use once a person logs in. So I've put a basic message in here. I'm saying, hi, I'm Jake from Chatbot. How can I assist you today? Now, the cool thing about VoiceFlow is we can actually go down here to the AI generate. And if we click generate 3 variants, it'll generate some variants of this original message using AI so that it's not the same message every time somebody opens up this chatbot. We can approve these by hitting enter. These all look pretty good. And there we go. We've got our first initial message. So if we hit R or go over to this arrow, we can start from here and we'll see the basic chatbot. Obviously, there's nothing connected at the end of this, so we're going to get the welcome message and then the session is going to end. So let's continue. Hit escape. Now we're going to give the user a chance to actually input something into our chatbot. And we're going to use under listen, the capture node. So we'll drag this over And inside this first node, we can click this dot, drag over to this block to connect them. Okay, so we've inserted the capture node. Now what this is going to do, if we start the test from here, which is cool because you can add something, start the test, see what it does. And now we can actually send a message. We'll say hello, and it ends. Now, obviously, this isn't where we're going to leave it off. We're going to go back, and we're going to use our first AI node, and it's going to be the response AI. We'll drag this right under because we're going to connect these in a loop. And you'll see what I mean in a second. Once we click into this node, we can actually select whether we want an AI model to answer based on this message or our knowledge base. Now, we want to select the knowledge base because this is going to be a user asking a question about this specific chatbot. So once we've got knowledge base selected, inside this text box here, we're going to say answer the user's question, colon, and then we're going to use the shift bracket for a squiggly bracket, and then use the last utterance variable. So this is a variable, which means once we connect this second node to our third node, the system is then going to listen for a user's response, send it to this block, and the command for this block is to answer the user's question. So if we preview this, we'll run it. And it's going to say, hi, I'm Jake from Chatbot Law. How can I assist you today? And now we can say something like, do you guys help with car accidents? And now we're going to get a response because before this third block, it was just going to let us send a message. Now that we've connected the AI response block to that last message, and we've included that variable, it's going to answer based on that knowledge base setting that we selected. Yes, we do help with car accident cases. As a personal injury law firm, we represent clients who have been injured in serious crashes caused by the negligence of others. Some of the areas we assist include helping victims receive compensation, etc. Right? Looks pretty good. All right. So the basic logic is greetings. Hey, I'm Jake. How can I assist you? The user is going to be allowed to input a message. We're going to use this knowledge base node here to answer that question. And we want to ask now, at this point, we've answered the question. So they may have another question and the user may not have another question. So we're going to use the talk text node, place it inside of block 3, and then we'll say, do you have any other questions? So previewing this, we can say hello, it'll respond. And now we're saying that, do you have any other questions after the follow-up to our response, which is good. So now we're going to use the buttons node under the listen. We'll put this under our questions, and we're going to say that the first button will be, yes, I do have another question. Click here, add button. And then the second button will be no, for no further questions. So if the user has another question, what we want to do is pretty much repeat the same process. Now we don't have to do this and create an infinitely long chain of nodes. We can actually, if they have another question, select this yes node, and then go back to this first block and create a loop so that if the user selects yes, I have another question, they can keep firing away and it'll keep using that knowledge base to answer the question. However, if the user is done and they'd have no further questions, we can simply, you have some freedom here. You can use the text node, attach it here at the end of the no, and say something along the lines of, thanks, have a great day. Thank you for, thanks for visiting. Or we can have an AI node. It's really up to you. Response, we'll drag the no. And then for this one, we'll say, thank the user for their time and wish them a great day. So now let's rerun this from the very beginning. Good day, I'm Jake from Chatbot Law. What do you need help with today? Okay, what do you need? I'm just now seeing this. Obviously, proofread your stuff. What do you need is very direct. Would not be very nice for a customer service chatbot. So we can go ahead and remove that. Back to it, right? We'll go back. Hi there, I'm Jake from Chatbot Law. How can I help you much better? Can you guys help me with a personal injuries case? Of course, it's going to now capture that last utterance, move us back to the answer. Yes, we may be able to help you. We specialize representing those who have been injured, whether they were in a vehicle, pedestrian, otherwise hurt. Do you have any further questions? If we hit yes, we can ask another question. Let's ask, do you guys offer free consultations? Yes, we offer free consultations. The first step is to provide some additional details about your situation so we can evaluate your case and determine if we would be able to represent you. So this is sounding good. Do you have any further questions? Let's hit no. And we've got an AI response. Thank you for your time. Have a great day ahead. Interesting. So we've hit no, and the response, thank you for your time. Have a great day. So there it is. There's our basic chatbot. All right. So that's how you build a basic chatbot. Now, of course, we're going to be adding on to this chatbot in the next video to add some functionality. However, if you wanted to build a basic chatbot like this, it would be more than sufficient for something along the lines of maybe an onboarding chatbot where you have new team members come in. They can ask all the questions once you've uploaded all the guidelines, company policies, and SOPs like that to catch new team members up to speed. Or maybe you have somebody that's an expert in a certain field and you want to upload all of their books and all of their video transcriptions into a knowledge base and pass that on to somebody who would like to learn about that. This would be a great chatbot to build out. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.